Just an example of the strangeness. It's been weird every day. I've had a couple of days where, well, more than a couple, I guess, where, like, some days it's like I go out and it feels like, I don't know, the Matrix or whatever didn't expect me to go out or something. So most of the NPCs didn't load that day and it's just like practically a ghost town or something. I go places yeah, occasionally that happens. But then, like, day like today, it's just I went out making deliveries again, and I just the picture there is just one license plate out of many. Earlier in the day, I remember I was going in to make a delivery, and I look over as I'm walking to the door, and I see a car with a 666 on the license plate. Of course, that happens numerous times. And when I say I see something like that, see the picture that I have there. That's just one of the ones with the 777 in it. The other 777 license plate had I forget what the other word was, but there was like a word underneath it on the plate that looked totally out of place. I don't remember exactly what it was, but so anyways, I walked past one, and as I'm going into the store, it's got the 666 in the license plate. And I turn around and I look the other way, across from it, and there's this other license plate with the 777 in it. So I get all of that stuff and had a lot of 316 sort of stuff, all that kind of shit, right? And then, like, the kind of shit that I see when I'm out and about, sometimes I'll see, like, someone looks like my mom. My mom died, like 4 years ago. Sometimes I'll see what looks like her out and about driving when I'm out, or, in the car when I'm out making deliveries. I saw a dude that looked just like this dude Garth that died. Well, again, I guess about 4 years ago. He died. I don't know what. He died about 6 months after my mom did. Yeah, 6, 7 months. See, the guy looked just like him driving in the other lane, opposite to me, passed by or whatever. Mm. Oh, dude, there's all kinds of weird shit that happens throughout the day. Oh, good. I just remembered something. I should mention it now so I don't forget it. Right. Another thing. I was dropping out this one delivery, um, and a little bit near to this old church and this other old house, or what? Like there's some big old houses and stuff, like Tartaria houses or whatever, right? The church sort of building. So I pull up out front of this. Uh, the house I was delivering to was just like a more modern, maybe only 100 years old or something. Basic fucking type of smaller house. Uh, maybe 50, 60. I don't know. Whatever. So anyway, so I drop off there. It was like one bag of stuff, really. Uh, when I get in my car, and as I'm just about starting to pull away, I saw, I don't know, like spiritual eyes or whatever. I could kind of see there was this big. I don't know how to describe it. It was like this huge black thing passed through me and my car, and I just saw this. I saw this like black, I don't know, cloud or something that just, and I felt it too. This something just like a wave hit me, and I saw this black thing, like, and I could feel something like passing through me and shit too. as it happened, and then it just like whoop, and then it's fucking gone. I was like, whoa, what the fuck was that? Like this thing, this black fucking, I don't know, black spiritual form thing or whatever, just like overtook me in my car and stuff like that, and like passed through us. Well, I guess me through me and my car, you know. I even felt like some sort of almost impact in the to the car or something like, yeah. And I, of course, hey, that's just another day, so I just drive away and continue making deliveries, uh, there's all kinds of weird shit though. I mean, there's so many. I mean, I don't know whether NPCs or what kind of characters, but I see all sorts of characters out and about, different types of people and stuff like that. Like the cholo with the hat similar to mine, and he's walking like that like cholo walk, dressed all like totally like a cholo with the whole outfit and the hat, and he's leaning and walking like, what I mean. You know how they walk, right, with it, like almost like the like stepping too far, kind of leaning with the arm hanging at the corner, cocking the head, the whole fucking thing. uh, I don't know, I see all sorts of weird shit. As I was heading to my apartment when it's dark out, after I did my last delivery, right before I go around the corner, it's dark out, and then I see, I don't know, somebody. It was too dark to tell. Sometime, well, because you see trannies about, I couldn't tell, it was too dark. I got the sense that it was like the person was maybe too tall or built where, I don't know if it was a tranny or what the fuck it was, but it's out front of this church, and I know you can't see me, but I'll do air quotes, I guess, when I say church, because it's like this church or whatever has a big fucking giant sign on the side of it with the whole LGBTQ, whatever, endless fucking alphabet people flag or whatever, on the side of it. And it was put there by them, see. So it's like, well, I see I don't know, a couple people interacting, and one of them is wearing some. At first, it looked like they had horns, and then I realized it's like they're wearing a crown or something. Yeah, I'm just like, okay. uh, well, I ended up. I hustled my ass off this week. I made more money this week than I've probably made in a week in, like, I don't know, maybe a couple years or something. Or shit, year and a half at least. Probably a year and a half or more at least since I've made that much in a week. Which is sad because it used to be like pretty frequent that I would make that much or more. I only made like 710 or something, but I can't even say exactly how much I have left out of that. I mean, I was I don't know. I'm trying to think what day it was when I like deposited money and where that came from, and like how much of the money in the bank is from earlier in this week versus how much is from like previous weeks or anything. I don't know. I think I was basically just like paying bill after bill after bill after bill, and I think I was like mostly broke, and I might have like 550 or something to go towards the rent, which is in like a week or less or something, which is of course way more than that. Yay! Going out making fucking deliveries for like 10-hour days and shit like that. Sometimes I don't know. It's been a while since I did like 12-hour a day or like longer than that. Well, I mean, for one thing, dude. I mean, I used to do DoorDash, right? And I don't. If I turn DoorDash on now, they just don't send me anything good, fucking, or unless. I mean, okay, look, like it's like this world, right? This place, simulation, whatever the fuck it is. It's completely, pretty much. I think it's pretty much decided for me. You know, I mean, whatever runs this place, it might react to me, or it might help me, or it might screw with me. If it likes me or what I'm doing or saying, or is entertained by me or something, then maybe it'll help me out or whatever, right? And if it's mad at me, doesn't like what I do or say or whatever at the time, well then it'll fuck with me more, and I think it likes to fuck with me to see like how I react to being fucked with, and if I react right to being fucked with, then it's happy with me or something. You know what I mean? Like the whatever, right? Like I'll give you an example, right? I was getting fucked with when my mom died, or no, this is when she was in the hospital dying and like basically like paralyzed. She couldn't really talk or anything. The hospital was, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Children of Men. You remember the scene where he's like on the bus and looking out the window, and there's like all these people are like caged in like super tall fucking chain link fence fucking covering this whole area, and there's all these troops like fucking lining people up, loading them onto buses and shit, like like that is basically what the hospital she was at was like. It was like a scene from a dystopian movie like that. And it was fucking pretty horrible. I mean, I don't know. I probably should have visited her more. I visited her once, and the place was a nightmare. And I didn't want to break down crying in front of her. She couldn't really speak, legible enough to understand if she was awake. It would just be like, I don't want to sound like I'm making fun of her, so I'm not going to do it. But it's just like, it was, it's like trying to fucking translate Stephen Hawking or something. I couldn't tell what the hell she was trying to say, and if she, and the place was creepy as hell, and I had no, power to do anything to help her. I mean, I'm there. There was literally like an IV of something that is the same shit that they use to stop the hearts of inmates that are sentenced to death by lethal injection. And I knew this, and I see it, and I can't even mention that or do anything about it because everyone just look at me like I'm insane, or how dare you, like I'm the bad guy for, hey, why are they giving my mom the same stuff they give to inmates sentenced to death by lethal injection? Oh, it's a vitamin or something. Oh, see, it's a vitamin. Don't even say stuff like that. It's like, God damn it. So fucking. I mean, dude, there was like FEMA and like uh, I don't know, National Guard troops or something, like people in fucking fatigues march around that fucking place. She was like fucking, I don't know, fucking 5 or 10 stories up some high rise building. You had to walk like hundreds of yards through a place where there's chain link fence that goes up like higher than prison walls or something on both sides, like you're walking through a tunnel of the shit to get to the door, and then everything is like fucking bulletproof glass. Fucking, there's like, like the doors going from one level to the next are like, the same kind of doors you would see in jail or prison. Like fucking, yeah. Uh, so like I couldn't fucking do anything. Situation. I mean, well, it would certainly be frowned upon anyhow, and I wouldn't get too far. I don't think, you know. Uh, it was an absolute night. Anyway, okay, got carried away explaining all that shit. Okay, so as my mom was in the hospital, I would get away. I would go to get away from the house where I was because well, for many reasons. One of the main ones being that my sister's the guy I mentioned earlier, Garth or whatever. He was well, he behaved very much like how you say demon straight from the pits of hell, whose sole purpose it was to fuck with me and like, yeah, basically. So I get and, and it's like I'm not allowed to fucking kick his ass or throw him through a window or beat the ever living fuck out of him. So just like. Oh my god. So yeah, and I mean when I say demon, I'm not like I'm literally like think actual demon possessed person, not afraid to be open about being possessed by a demon. The demon talks straight to you, snarls, it growls, scratches at the walls, makes weird shrieking noises, constantly talking shit. Just yeah. Okay, so I get out of there to go to the park to get away from this shit, and I go to this empty part of the parking lot there where I'm gonna, go walk up on the trail or whatever, and this dude, I don't know who the fuck he is, see him before, drives behind me, and he's giving me this like the murder, I don't know, the evil, give me the evil eye basically. And then he drives past and then circles around. He's just like death, staring daggers at me like, what the fuck is this, bro? And then like about 30, 40, 50, I don't know, a bunch of fucking cars, all of them like brand new, and all these people dressed in, fancy clothes, they all come park all around me and just surround me, and then they get out and they're just standing around the parking lot. I get out of my car, I just fucking walk through them, and then I'm get up on the trails and I'm walking the trails, and there's like hear this like it's like an ice cream truck, but it's playing like some kind of creepy, satanic sounding carnival music, and it's coming in. Oh right, I was trying to make an example of how like the Matrix, the Ark, whatever the hell, shifts based on my reaction to things. Right? Okay, so surrounded by, you know, gang stalker NPCs or whatever the hell they are, and I go up and I'm walking, and the creepy carnival, creepy satanic sounding, horror movie carnival music starts going from this. I don't know, fucking what the hell? If it was supposed to be an ice cream truck or what? And I'm walking, and I'm thinking, Jesus, when the fuck is this ever gonna lay off? And then the music starts playing, and I think, And I just laughed. I was like, and I laughed and I thought, that's a nice touch. And then when I did that, the music changed and it starts playing, um, when the Saints go marching in. Yeah, the song it was playing was that. It was like, not with words, but the music changed to play that. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Would you like to be in the number when the Saints go marching in? So that starts playing, right? And I'm like, shit. And then I walk just a little bit further and I turn my head and there's a fucking buck, like a big male deer with big antlers, standing there like about, I would say, 7 feet away from me. And he's just looking at me and he starts to walk towards me for a little while. And I'm like, ooh, am I going to get to pet a deer again? Well, but he walked towards me for a little while and he stops and he looks at me and I look at him. And then he just kind of slowly turns and walks away. And he walks down this trail into the trees. And I'm like, whoa. Okay, and then a little further down the trail, right, there's a couple of doves pecking at the ground in front of the trail in front of me. Which okay, and the reason what makes that significant is the fact that the first thing I saw that day after I woke up, as soon as I opened the curtains to look outside to let the sun in, I see two doves. The second I open the curtain, they fly from the top of this cherry tree behind my window. They took off. Yeah. So then later, two doves there. It's like another example is of how there's like sometimes there's positive shit in the Matrix. It's like, well, like the 777 stuff that I was seeing today, and I get the sense that that's like meant to indicate like something good, like it likes me, it's helping me, or whatever at the time, right? And other things happened at that park, and this has been on different days even. But I mean, this one day. So one day I go to the park, and I was listening. I was pretty down in the dumps and depressed and sick and tired of this bullshit. And I was listening to Derek, right? Uh, Green Wizard. That dude's channel. Uh, I'm assuming he's gone now. Probably fair to assume, I guess. Anyhow, um, but yeah, so I was listening to one of his rants, and I sat down in the grass in the park there, and I started watching these butterflies. There's a butterfly, and this other butterfly keeps chasing it away, and then it come back, and it chases it away, and this one butterfly starts coming right up to me, starts coming up close to my face, like saying hi or something. And then this other butterfly comes like flying at super high speed, like chases it away. And they fly way off in the distance. And then a little while later, they come back. The one butterfly comes up to my face. The other butterfly comes in, chases it away. And this happens again, over and over and over again as I'm sitting there. And then I got up, because I had to use the bathroom, but all the bathrooms at the park are fucking padlocked shut, so nobody can use them. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'll head back to my apartment. So I go and I get in the car and I start to, I take off. And right as I'm about to exit the town that, I lived in for all those years, this is where that park is, right? I, right as I'm, getting ready to head back, into town from there, um, these two butterflies fly right past my windshield, like, like they're saying goodbye. And then there's another time or two when I drove through the area and the butterflies came, again. The same two butterflies. Yeah. So yeah, that was just some of the stuff today. I decided to take a picture of that license plate just so I could, I thought I might rant about. I should rant about it and just talk about, the sort of stuff that goes on throughout my days. I thought, pictures worth 1,000 words. I didn't take pictures of everything. But I mean, there was nobody there. Dude wasn't sitting in his car or standing nearby it. Nobody watching me, so I don't want somebody to see me like, snapping pictures of somebody's license. What are you doing? You know. Shit, I should be walking around with like a body cam or something, dude, so you could fucking just get a dash cam on my car, and have some like camera glasses, shit like I'd be recording all day long so I can pick through stuff, save certain moments and just be able to actually show you the kind of crazy shit that goes on. Because it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Fucking high strangeness, man. Yes, it does. And I mean, all sorts of stuff. It's clearly. I mean, look, it's to the point where, and I absolutely mean this. Like, if I see a roadblock, construction, whatever, right? My immediate thought is, this is just the Matrix screwing with me. If there is bus blocking my path or a car driving 15 or, 20 miles below the speed limit in front of me or something, I know that is just the Matrix fucking with me. You know? Yeah. Like there's not a, the construction zone's not real. It's just part of the storyline today. No, you know, it's a Fugazi, it's a Woozy, it's a Wuzzy, it's a. I can't whistle like that. It's fairy dust. Doesn't exist. It has not landed, right? Fugazi, it's a Fugazi, it's a Woozy, it's a Wazzy, it's a fairy dust. Doesn't exist. Has not. Yeah, exactly. Bullshit. It's fucking fake, this place, man. And yet I still end up having to pay bills. Gotta keep paying bills. Keep paying. Gotta keep hustling. Keep doing stupid shit to make money so you can give all the money away to some other person that didn't do shit to fucking earn it, except buy a building for a stack of quarters, number of years back, and now they own a building, and now they can make thousands of dollars every month from some building that they probably bought for like a jar of change back in the day or something. No, but I've seen people that are supposed to be dead. What appears to be them, or or maybe or some altered version of them or something, and it looks, I don't know. I've seen people that look like the same people but younger or older. I've seen people that are supposedly thousands of miles away, but I'll see someone that looks like them out, out and about. And I see people like doppelgangers of people and shit like that, like this dude Trevor, for instance. Oh, dude, the other day I was out making a delivery, right? And I dropped off this Uber order, right? And this dude Trevor that used to live in this complex in this building moved out like a year ago or whatever the fuck, right? I see him walking down the road. I was like, hey, how's it going? and I give him a ride over, drop him off at a grocery outlet or whatever, and he says, "Oh hey man, watch some Beavis and Butthead for me." Right before I left my apartment to go make more deliveries, literally like 15, 20 minutes earlier, I just watched like 3 episodes of Beavis and Butthead right before I left. And I hadn't watched Beavis and Butthead in, I don't know how long, many months or whatever. What does he say as he's taking off? Hey, watch some Beavis and Butthead for me. Mm-hmm. And I say, oh, he's fucking spying on me or something? He's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe, not a lot to do around here, or some shit like that, right? And then he mentioned some other shows or something, and I don't remember what the fuck shows he was mentioning because I was still kind of a little hung up on the whole Beavis and Butthead comment and the yeah, follow me, like really, uh huh. There's all kinds of people around that I don't know, playing new cast of characters around here. That's for sure. Yeah, not the same old cast of characters. Occasionally, you see some people, you known for a while or whatever, but there's like people straight out of Nigeria looking around here now. There's Vietnamese, Chinese, like full on Hispanic that don't even speak English, and people that look like they're, cholos out of LA, and blacks out of LA. I don't know. It's just, I'm just saying it's different. This place used to be almost entirely like when I was a kid, this place was like white. I mean, well, I mean, okay, so basically, when I was a kid, if you saw like to see like a Chinese person or Vietnamese, or to see even an Indian or a black person or anything like that around here, it would have been like, hey guys, guess what I saw? I saw Bigfoot, you know? No way, bullshit, Like, seriously, like that's, it would have just, because it was just like, this was like, Hicksville, USA, this area. When I was a kid, it was just. I don't know, you see different characters and stuff, and I can tell some of them are like the people are placed in my path, and I'm supposed to run into them numerous times here and there. Certain people, like for instance, well, I don't know. I saw this Vietnamese dude, and he's wearing some I don't. I recognize the shirt he was wearing. I recognize the imagery on the shirt from somewhere. I don't remember where, but I think I remember seeing something like that in Vietnam or maybe on a movie or I don't know where. But it had like a shirt that was printed on the shirt. It was like, in Vietnamese, and it showed like, I don't know if Viet Cong or soldiers or what the hell it was on his shirt. And the dude was ran into him at the bank, and then the same day or the next day, I'm out picking up an Uber Eats order, and I run into him at McDonald's. He's doing DoorDash or something. Yeah. Uh, I see people like from all sorts of people that I don't recognize that I've never fucking seen before have been popping up lately. And a bunch of them are doing, are making deliveries and stuff. This one guy I've seen around the whole time, but he's one of these dudes that just always has this like fucking scowl on his face when he walks past. Like who the fuck is this? I don't know what this guy's fucking problem is, but every time, pretty much almost every single time I see this dude, every time I walk past this dude, I'll be like, "Oh hey, how's it going?" He just fucking ignores me, and he's got this like look like he fucking hates my guts or something on his face. And I fucking have no clue what his fucking deal is, you know. And I'll see him talking to other people like all nicey nice or whatever. Buddy buddy, other people, but walk past me and he just fucking give me the silent treatment and a fucking, evil eye or something kind of. He's not the only one that's been like that. When I remember there was a couple of dudes or whatever when I was out doing DoorDash, older guys that I'd try to be, somewhat friendly, just we're both there picking up an order. I'd just be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Normally, can chit chat for a minute or something, just small talk or whatever, right? But some of these dudes are just fucking like dicks or whatever. Say, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And they're just like silent treat, just acting like you fucking don't exist or something, just ignoring you entirely. This guy's got a look on his face like he's pissed or something, like he hates me or something. So it's not just the silent treatment, acting like I don't exist or something. It's like that plus like a look on his face like he hates my guts or something. Who knows, man? I mean, I guess in years past, I like many, dude. It's been a while, man. It's been a minute. I'm like 42 now, and I wasn't. It's been since like my 20s or something since I was like sleeping around with a lot of women. But I did sleep with a lot of women back in the day, and plenty of them were married or had boyfriends and things like that. So I suppose it's possible that who knows, right? Or maybe he ran into me when I was fucking shit faced or something. Who knows, man? Definitely, some of these dudes, like I see some of these dudes out. He's one, right? And it seems like I've seen him interact with some other people, and they seem friendly, and like they got some kind of personality. They come off like a nice guy or something with these other people, but they just seem like kind of. fucking assholes or whatever, you know. Yeah, well, I don't know, whatever. They or they got some kind of fucking problem with me for what I don't know, you know. They hate me because they ain't me. I don't know, dude. You guys, I know that almost never nobody fucking even listens to this shit. Maybe a couple people that similar sort of experiences in some ways, you know. You guys deal with a lot of like when you do try to have like interactions with people, like if you tried to whatever, like try to talk to your parents or you try to get with some woman or whatever, right? You find that you're confronted with like a complete total lack of understand, like extreme misunderstanding, everything you say getting taken out of context, et cetera, et cetera. And I find a lot of times like one thing I found out, I realized when I was one thing, like the fact that I drink has been used against me, certainly, to try to make me feel guilty and feel bad and shit like that, and or to vilify me, right? But and it's worked many times, but then there's been other times, right, where I'm getting this vilification from people, right? And then I'll go. Well, what I used to always like wake up first thing, delete all my messages, delete everything, don't even look at it, right? But occasionally I'd forget to do that, right? And I'd be getting vilified, and I'd be like, well, wondering, well, okay, what did I say? And I go back and I look, and I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. Like I soberly looking at everything, like, yep, 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 I totally agree with all of that. Yep, honest, true, Didn't say anything wrong, didn't do anything wrong, but I'm being treated like I did, you know. Mostly when I've gone back and looked at things that I said in the past, like usually, like I mean, when I've looked back to see, oh, what did I say when I was drunk? Whatever, right? I'll go back and I look. Usually, it's all fine. Like I would have said the same shit sober, like maybe, if I would, or whatever, right? Or I didn't see anything wrong with it. If anything, like a lot of times, like I might even be being totally nice, or and then I end up being vilified or something, right? The next day, or I just get like suddenly totally ignored, cut off, and I don't know, I don't have a clue what exactly I said or did that made people just disappear. Just and it like for the most part, I'll bet you I didn't fucking say or do anything wrong, and I just got taken out of context, misunderstood, and vilified as part of the game of this fucking Matrix or something just to make me feel bad, just to make me worry or feel bad or whatever, right? One of the reasons I haven't dated or haven't really tried to date in years is that the last, I don't know how many women, but the last quite a few women that I tried to date, I come to realize like they're just perps, dude. What a targeted individual would call a perp, you know? They're like planted in my life to monitor me and fucking stir up situations to fuck with me and, spy on me or whatever the fuck, right? I could tell like that's basically what it was, right? I was able to get laid or something, but then I end up with like all this fucking drama and bullshit. And it's just contrived. It's fucking fake, you know? People are fucking fake. They're like they were there on assignment or something. And when I fucking realized that, when I realized that, I started to realize that, it's like the jig is up. All these bitches gone away, man. I've had chicks that come up. I've had chicks that flirt with me in person and shit. And like, they wanted my number and all this kind of shit. They're trying to give me their number, and then you try calling them, and it's like, can't get through. Trying to they give you their email, they give you their phone number. You try to email them, fucking message, not delivered. Something wrong with the email address. I can't. Email won't go through. Phone call won't go through. Chick just fucking disappears, or she suddenly acts sketched out or something for no reason, even though you didn't even fucking talk to her or something. If you run into her again, she acts like she'd never fucking seen your ass before. Doesn't say a damn word. So like something's going on there. It's like they ain't gonna be around me, interact with me, and form some kind of relationship with me unless the Matrix wants them to, right? Whatever this is, right? I'm just calling it the Matrix because, yeah, I mean, there's definitely like a religious or spiritual fucking theme to all this crap or whatever, right? But it's too weird, man. But I feel, in some ways, I feel like I have been sort of transitioning sort of somewhat out of the darkness into sort of, well, I don't know, like my health has been improving, even though shit, I got a beer next to me right now. Hell, dude, I went out and worked like 10 hours today, busted my ass doing a bunch of deliveries, carrying heavy shit, all this kind of shit running around. And fuck, man, last night I drank like 5 or 6 fucking beers and 2 bottles of wine, blueberry wine. And I still got up and went out and fucking hustled for like 10 hours straight. And I didn't even sleep that well either. And I think all I ate before I got back here at like 9 or 9:30, I ate, I think I don't even remember if I did or not, honestly. I'm not even sure if I ate anything or if I'm just remembering eating something from like a previous day or something. So I'm not sure, but I might have had a couple of sausage dogs or something like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or something. But then I just took off. I think I took off. I don't know. I think I started at like fucking 11:30 or something. Got back here at like 9:30 or some shit. Mm-hmm. Stopped off and got a 12-pack of fucking Miller High Life glass bottles because it was like it would have cost about the same for me to get a 6-pack of anything else, like anything decent, right? So I don't. Miller's okay, and yeah, glass bottles, you know. Woo. I don't even really want to drink. It was just like habitual. Yeah, yeah, it has. It's become like a habit, dude. I thought about drinking earlier in the day. I was like, nah, I don't really fucking want to. But here I got a beer in my hand. It's like, nah, fuck it. Don't give a shit. Don't want, you know. But then I still was like, as soon as I quit, I just drove straight, pulled into the fucking convenience store, looking for beer. I'm like, why am I doing this? I was thinking, like, why am I buying beer now? Like, I don't even fucking want it. Like, I don't know, I might, you know. I'd rather have fucking something halfway decent than these. Because I've got these, like, had like a couple, 2 or 3 of these, like, super cheap, you know, beers that I pick up at Wilco. It was like $4.99 for a 6-pack, dude. So it's like tolerable enough. Mm. Anyhow, middle of time. Shit, man. Yeah, fuck. It's been a long time. I think it's been a long fucking time since I've made like $700 in a fucking week or something. Oh shit. Oh. Okay. Okay. It's just the tank. Ooh. Something was getting wobbly on my vaporizer. I thought it was like the whole top of the vaporizer was getting wobbly. I was like, oh, that's not good. Nope, just the tank. I'm fine. Miracle, this thing still fucking works because the Matrix allows it to do. Dude, You want to hear some shit that I've seen things like I've seen beyond the veil. There's a power in this place, whatever consciousness, that helps me out sometimes, right? And when I say, I'm gonna tell you about something. I might have mentioned it before, but this is when I say I've seen like things that probably almost no one has ever seen, or that some consciousness has helped me out before here and there. I'm gonna give you an example that might sound sort of extreme. I don't. Well, like I mean, most things people would think I was full of shit or something, though, right? But like because I was talking about the vaporizer, I was thinking about the vaporizer. I thought I mentioned this, right? There's been times where I was like sick, maybe hungover, but I think I actually had a flu or whatever, right? And I was out of vape juice, and I didn't feel well to go get more vape juice. And I watched the tank refill, like fill up, go from empty, and just juice fills up right before my eyes. I didn't have a. When I say I watched it fill up, I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm sitting there with a bottle of juice filling it up. I mean, I'm holding the vaporizer with the empty tank in my hand, and I see the level of the juice just rise up and fill the tank, and not once, but multiple times in a row, like magic, you know. Thanks for that, by the way. That was cool. Now, if I could just do that over and over with my gas tank, maybe I'd be making some fucking money. uh, there's been times. There's been times where I've went to get gas, and it's like magically cost me less than I thought it would, right? But it's like, I don't know. You gotta let it happen, though, right? You gotta let it happen. If you find yourself in disbelief or whatever, then or you're expecting it to be more expensive or something, then it will be, right? Go in there with the right fucking mindset of just like, or convince yourself that it's gonna be way less. Then if something's helping you out, just watch. Maybe it will be, right? Like, oh, it's not going to cost me $45 to get a half a tank of gas. It's probably only going to be $5. Watch, go up there, fucking bam, $5, half a tank of gas. Ta-da! Magic. I don't know. I'm just saying, like it. I'm not saying that could. I'm just saying that the whatever it is, right, has this power of this place that's on that level, man. Like if this thing wanted you to have wanted to turn your old beater into like a brand new car, it could just do it. If it wanted your brand new car to turn into an old beater and stop running, it could just do it. You know. Mm-hmm. If it wanted your car to not start or to break down, you know. I'm not kidding. I don't know. I'm gonna say it's God or angel. I'm gonna say it's Archon. Whatever, man. I don't know. Right? I don't know. Maybe this black thing that passed through me was. Uh, well, I remember. I've done a lot of research trying to figure out what's going on. So I have read all this stuff about Archon, and also Carlos Castaneda, and I've watched all these videos. And I remember the part where it talks about the flyer's mind, and it's there's this video I remember talking about, like the big secret of the where Don Juan Matus or whatever is describing to Carlos Castaneda, and gets him, set him down in a dark room, and teaches him how to see these things like shadows, dark shadows moving around. But what this wasn't like that, like the little shadow. This thing was huge. I'm not talking about like the little shadow, the little small flyer shadows, which I've seen, shadow beings and stuff out of my peripheral vision and stuff like that before, and and actually on my surveillance cameras, etc., etc. But I the thing I mentioned earlier, like the black whatever that passed through me and through the car when after I dropped off that order. That was bigger. That was big enough to like bigger than my car. Like seemed like, or as big. Yeah, whatever it was. I felt like this wave. There's something just like passing through me, and it's all this black. And then yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Dude, there's so much weird shit that goes on. I'm telling you. I wish I didn't have to keep doing shit to try and chase after money and stuff, you know? That I could just focus on, I don't know, self improvement or whatever. Just, I don't know, just to be able to settle down and fucking live life, peacefully and just grow a garden, keep up a home and some land, you know? I want to grow like a permaculture food forest. That's what I'd like to do. I think that would be cool. I'd love to do something like that in an area where, like a really good zone where you can grow like tropical stuff, you know? So I could grow like oranges and kiwi and star fruit, lemons and limes, and, banana trees, and, coconuts, and, all sorts of shit. I like to plant, but I mean, I like fucking all sorts of different plants. I like I like to plant like just beautiful, gardens of flowers, but do it in a way, and trees and such in a way, but like of the use the colors of the leaves and the flowers and things like that, like paint on a paintbrush, to draw uh, a beautiful landscape, you know, but one that, can feed you. I'd like to have, some land and to be able to have a nice home, farmhouse or something, and be able to. I'd like to plant, perennial garden that is just like permaculture kind of thing. But I also want to plant stuff that just because I think it's interesting or look good or just be. I'd like to plant baobab trees. I'd like to plant um, rainbow hibiscus. The one that's one of the whole Mandela effect trees or whatever. I think that looks kind of cool. Just plant some of those, or get a bunch of different types of like cherry trees and stuff. With different colored flower blossoms that come out, and sort of place them and arrange them in a way so that the colors vary. Like, yeah,